Hey, Truth Seekers. I want to talk about LeBron James. Last night was November 4th. He played in Portland, Oregon. Significance between Ohio and Oregon and what happened in that game. It foreshadows, I believe, what's going to happen in the Thursday night football game, plus more. Let me get into it by talking about Seattle and Chiefs Seattle first because the number 82 is very important. The Cavs lost last night with a score of 82 points. They lost 82 to 101. This Thursday night will be Cleveland Browns versus Cincinnati Bengals, two teams from Ohio. They will be playing each other for the 82nd time in their history. It'll be the 82nd. We'll get more into why that is important. So Chief Seattle. The word Chief equals 31. The name Seattle equals 82. Chief Seattle equals 113. This very significant number I talk about. In basketball, both the names Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant sum to 113. 113. Chief Seattle once said all things are connected, and he gave that speech March 11th, 311, and his name equals 113, 11 3 311. We see this number sequence. He said all things are connected. And what I'm telling you guys is we live in a world where all things are really connected, and some of those things are being connected by outside forces who are manipulating things, including what happened to LeBron James last night. Seattle sums to 82 in gematria. In Jewish gematria, it sums to 321. The only other city in the nation that sums to 321 in Jewish gematria is Manhattan. We all know what happened in Manhattan. When I was in college at ASU, an acronym that breaks down to 113 on the 33rd parallel, I had a geology professor, John Holloway, and he told us as a class multiple times that the one city he would never live in is Seattle, Washington, because we might live to see that city destroyed by a Mount Rainier eruption. And he was very specific about that. He warned us all. He said, I would never live in Seattle. Well, that's where I live. Anyhow, let's get into LeBron James and why he played so horrible. So yesterday was November 4th, 11-4, 114, this number associated with bad things. JFK was assassinated from 411 Elm Street. 4 times 11 sums to 44. The word kill sums to 44. So anyway, the name LeBron sums to 66. Think about it, they had him wearing number 6 down in Miami. The name James sums to 48. LeBron plus James sums to 114. 114, LeBron James. That's one greater than Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant, who were 113. And what was yesterday's date? It was November 4th, 11-4, Election Day. Cleveland lost to Portland 82-101, and LeBron James had one of his worst games of his career. He only scored 11 points. He was shut out in the second half of the game. He scored 0 points in the second half, the final 2 quarters. Oregon is the 33rd state. Ohio is the 17th state. These are very important numbers in Freemasonry and in numerology. Oregon sums to 74 in gematria. Ohio sums to 47. Those are the only 2 states that sum to 74 and 47. Those are very important numbers in gematria. Jesus and cross both sum to 74. Jesus was said to have been crucified at 33. In Jewish gematria, Oregon sums to 444, 444, and so does the word Jesus. So not only does it connect in English gematria, it connects in Jewish gematria too. You can also think about Georgia, the 4th state. Georgia sums to 44. It also has that 444 connection. The Georgia Guidestones are there, something that essentially predict an apocalyptic event. It should be noted that the word Armageddon sums to 82 in gematria. Armageddon. All right, so let's move ahead to this coming Thursday night football. It will be on November 6th, 11-6. Imagine the number 116 written out. If you flip it upside down, it looks like 911. In gematria, the word country sums to 116. So does the word Thursday. It will be Thursday night football, 116. So does the word illuminate. Illuminate sums to 116. So the city name Cleveland sums to 33. Bengals also sums to 33 if you reduce S to 10. It'll be their 82nd matchup. If Cincy wins, they will be 44 wins and 38 losses all time. And with regards to that number 44, it's also centered on this NFL season. After week 3, I was able to say that the Super Bowl should be Colts versus Lions based on the number 44. I'll link that post down in the comments so you can see how I figured that out. It's looking a lot more realistic after week 9 than it was in week 3 when the Colts were 1-2. But hey, that's when I made the prediction. So, Vince Lombardi. That's what I thought of right away when I saw this. The name Vince sums to 44. The name Lombardi sums to 38. For those of you who don't watch football, the Vince Lombardi trophy is the final trophy that the champion gets of the Super Bowl at the end of the season. I have a post on the Vince Lombardi trophy. NFL was established 66. The man who carved the trophy, his name sums to 66 in gematria. So common. This coding. Let's see. So Vince Lombardi died on September 3rd, 1970. To get the numerology of that date, you can add 9 plus 3 plus 70. It sums to 82, just like what his name summed to. Like I told you, Armageddon sums to 88. Country, Thursday, illuminate. 116, the upside down 911. Cleveland Cavs scored 82 points to start the week. The Browns-Bengals game will be later this week. If you're a sports betting person, I think that also is another way of signifying that the Cavs, or not the Cavs, the Browns will lose this coming Thursday night. The game's in Cincinnati. Cleveland hasn't won in Cincinnati since 2008. And yeah, anyway, that's just what I want to show you guys, just how connected all this stuff is. Somebody asked me to predict the NBA Finals. I'm not ready to do that yet, but it has been 37 years since Portland won the Finals. They've only won it one time. Portland sums to 37 in gematria. They recently changed their arena to the Moda Center. Moda Center. Moda sums to 33. They did that before I knew how to calculate gematria. Think about that. The 33 Center in the 33rd state. Let's watch a little bit of this news coverage, though. Let's see how they talk about last night's game. Let's just be reminded what our mainstream media is all about. They got people's heads filled with.
NBA before we get out of here. LeBron James struggled last night. We talked about it earlier. 101-82 loss to the Portland Trail Blazers. Tonight, though, LeBron and the Cavs face the Utah Jazz. Stephen A., what do you expect from him after such a struggle game last night?
He's not going to have 2 games in a row where he fails to score in the second half. I can promise you that. That's number one.
Okay, I just want to show you guys something funny up on the screen right now. Once this goes down, it says trail blazed here. Trail blazed. In gematria, this sums to 47, just like Ohio. Remember Oregon's 74. This numerology thing, you guys, it's through and through. After the Oregon school shooting last year, they said it was the 74th since Sandy Hook. Remember, Oregon is the only state with a gematria of 74. The word gematria sums to 74. English sums to 74. And so many other important words. Watch my other posts if this is your first. Let's keep watching this news coverage.
Number 2, I feel sorry for the Utah Jazz because what are you going to be able to do to stop this man? I'd love to see it because I don't see it. I'm just looking at this roster. Gordon Hayward going to stop him? Stop it. Trey Burke, please. Alec Burks, Derek Favors, Trevor Booker, Enes Kanter, Rodney Hood, the rookie out of Duke. I like him and respect his game. Think he's got some promise. But you're going to stop LeBron James, period. The only reason I watch this game is because I want to see this kid Dante Exum, number 5th overall pick out of Australia. I want to see what kind of skills he has. Other than that, not interested.
Okay. So, don't you guys just hate that we live in a country where all the manpower is sitting around watching stuff like this, filling their heads with it like this is even important? What I want to comment on is Stephen A. Smith. I already have a video post on him. Stephen, the way he spells it's 33. He likes to use the word frankly. It happens to be a word that sums to 33 in gematria. Right there, he just talked about the number 5 a lot. Well, let me tell you what's significant about 5 in Utah, where LeBron's playing tonight. Out of the 50 states, if you reduce all 50 states to a single digit in numerology, it's only one sums to 5. Only one of the 50 states, it's Utah. And why that's significant is when you sum to a single digit, that means your numbers are 1 through 9. So imagine that you have 50 states and it's just random. If it was just random, odds say there should be about 5.5, so 5 or 6 states that sum to 5, yet only one does. It's Utah. And Utah is kind of a strange state if you've ever been there. Also, from our hoax elections yesterday, it's reported that Utah, of all places, one of the widest, most homogenous places on the planet, got the first black Republican congresswoman. How ridiculous does that phrase sound? I feel like I could walk this whole nation and not find a black Republican woman. Maybe that's changed in 2014, but a decade ago I couldn't have found that. And in Utah, it just sounds ridiculous. Anyway, I did a post on her. Of course, she's born into a 33 family. Her name sums to 55. Where's this happening at? In the 5th state. And also pay attention, today's November 5th. Remember the 5th of November. 11 times 5 is 55. So we'll see what happens here with LeBron James today. But really, the point of this is just to expose to you guys how fake sports are, how scripted they are, and exactly what's happening. I mean, LeBron literally tanked last night because that's what he was told to do. LeBron and all these athletes go out and do what they're told to do. They're fulfilling a script. They're actors. LeBron James just signed a 2-year, $42 million deal. I showed you how his name sums to 114. With the reduced method, his name sums to 42. Such as Mike Trout, the star in the MLB, sums to 42. Muhammad Ali, once upon a time, summed to 42. The acronym T plus V is 20 plus 22, sums to 42. It is the meaning of life number in numerology. LeBron James right now is the meaning of life in the NBA. And that's all I got until next time. Thanks for tuning in, you guys.